So, we like, good afternoon, teachers. My name is Monique Lushan, your principal, and I'm here to take you through the professional learning plan for quarter one. I'm very excited to present this to the ELA team. So, we like to ground ourselves in our mission. Together with families and communities, we create a joyful, academically excellent school that prepares students with the skills and confidence to pursue the paths they choose, college, career, and beyond, so that they can lead fulfilling lives and build a more just world. So today we are going to go through the professional learning plan. I'm going to start with our data, take us through the current state. Then I'm going to look at our priorities, our quarter one goals, and the learning activities that will be associated with this plan. Um, then I'll take us through the learning arc so that you can see step by step what the sessions will look like and how long they will last. Then we will look at the monitoring plan, how we will, as an ILT and as an admin team, come in to observe the implementation of these learning goals. And then lastly, we're going to discuss the impact. So here's our current state, and I will start with the quantitative data first, and then I'll work my way to the qualitative. So down here we have our CIA 2 proficiency data. English 1 earned 32% proficiency, where we have 30 students who were proficient. English 2, we landed, it was very, very low, kind of disappointed there, 4.6, with 3 students proficient. English 3 is also a little lower, 8.5 with 6 students proficient. And then English 4 with 41.7. And we were not able to capture how many students were proficient there. We had a gap in the system. This data is a point of reflection for us. We know that we want our students to go out and be successful in college and career. And in order to do that, a part of that is assessment and their ability to be able to perform independently on assessments as far as their reading comprehension and their literacy skills are concerned. So there we know the data is a gap. We see if there are gaps in the data. So let's look further to see where these gaps are coming from. So we have in our observation walks as an ILT and an admin team, we observed the following. Direct instruction and guided practice accounted for 75% of the total class time. We had teachers who engaged in direct instruction for about 30 minutes and then engaged the class in guided practice for about 20 to 25 minutes. 1 out of 4 ELA teachers provided feedback to 100% of students during independent practice. So we had 3 out of 4 teachers who were not able to fully get through their independent practice and give every student feedback. And we know that that's a gap because every student during independent practice should receive a piece of meaningful feedback so that they're not practicing wrong. 0 out of 4 teachers got to the exit ticket. Subsequently, the exit ticket was assigned for homework. And then lastly, students receive an average of 10 minutes of independent practice time. Again, we want to make sure that students have the opportunity to practice their reading comprehension skills independently. And we want to create the conditions and maximize the time so that students are not just getting the practice time, but they're also getting the feedback. So teachers are academically monitoring, providing strong pieces of feedback so that students can adjust and improve their reading comprehension skills. So this is our data, guys. This is where we are. It's not pretty, it's a little messy, but this is our baseline and it's only up from here. So we're setting some new priorities. So these IA gaps really just highlight the need for consistent gradual release and academic monitoring strategies in ELA classes school-wide. Goal 1. By the end of the school year, ELA proficiency, as measured by our CIA data, will increase by 15% at each grade level. We want to make sure this happens, and we will make sure this happens through this professional learning plan. We're going to teach you those gradual release strategies and those academic monitoring strategies to ensure that students are able to receive feedback so they're independently applying reading comprehension strategies. Goal number 2, by the end of the quarter, ELA teachers will implement academic monitoring practices that ensure that 100% of students receive feedback during independent practice, and that's the you do portion of the gradual release model. And this is the learning plan. So it will consist of after school professional learning. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to consist of ELA teachers working together. We're a small cohort, so it's going to be very intimate, very collaborative, where we use Git modeling of each portion of the gradual release model. That's the direct instruction, the I do, the guided practice, the we do, and then the independent practice, the you do. The ILT team members will model and facilitate teacher practice during these sessions. So just like we want kids to practice, you need to practice. We need to practice. Only through practice and perfect practice that we get better and build our toolkit to make sure that students have what they need and that they're reaching these outcomes. These sessions are going to be 60 minutes long, and we're going to have one session every week that will follow the gradual release model. So here's our learning arc. Session 1 is going to be on direct instruction. Session 2, guided practice. Session 3, independent practice part 1, where we discuss scripting, defining the task, and the criteria for success that students will follow. Session 4 is independent practice part 2, which will go dig deep into academic monitoring, doing our laps, observation and feedback of students during independent practice. And then lastly, it's collecting data and responding to that data. These learning sessions will engage the teachers in designing lesson plans. Again, you'll have modeling, you'll have opportunities to practice, so that we're improving the overall proficiency data for students in English. Our monitoring plan. So after you've had the opportunity to build your knowledge, build your toolkit, practice, receive feedback from your ILT coaches, then we're going to just release you to go and implement this into your classrooms. And we want to inspect what we expect. And so this is how we're going to monitor staff. We're going to engage in a 4-week cycle of classroom observations. Again, the observations are going to kind of follow like the sessions. So observation 1 will be on direct instruction. Observation 2 will be on guided practice. Observation 3 will be on independent practice, and so on. Data collection after the first observation cycle will be used to differentiate. So this is a big piece. I know that everyone is in different places when it comes to gradual release. Some people are strong in I do, some people are strong in we do. So we want to differentiate it based on the data that we receive from observations. So teachers categorized as not there yet or still emerging will receive additional support, so one-to-one check-ins on a weekly basis from their coaches. Lastly, our impact. This professional learning plan aims to do many things, maximize instructional time. Guys, we know that we don't have enough time in the day, so by supporting you with this skill, you will get the time back to be able to dedicate it to building students up further. Consistent data collection, data. Sharpening our independent practice and our academic monitoring is going to help us to capture the data that we need to support students' improvement in their reading comprehension. Lastly, perfect practice. This professional learning plan is going to build you and it's going to stretch you and give you the opportunity to practice the skills so that you can be the best practitioner here in your career field. Please let me know if you have any questions. My door is open and I'm looking forward to doing this plan with you.